traders, and welcome to a new video on Bitcoin dominance. Today's video is going to be on the relationship between Bitcoin dominance and altcoins. And what this can provide us is really when is a good time to hold altcoins and when is a good time to probably sell our altcoins and go to just to hold BTC. So a pretty important metric for lots of traders out there who want to trade altcoins or who are just curious and learning more about this relationship that I'm about to show. So first, an explanation of what we're looking at. This is BTC.D. That's how you get this data. Type in exactly that. This is Bitcoin dominance, which means they take the total market cap of all cryptocurrencies, they add them together. They take the Bitcoin market cap, they divide the Bitcoin market cap by the total market cap and represent that as a percent. And that percent shows us of the total cryptocurrency market cap, how much of that is Bitcoin's market cap. Now, currently, as of August 18th, it's 69.34, meaning that 69.34% of all capital, capital in cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. You know, the total market cap. 69.33% of it is just Bitcoin. You can see that back in 2015, this level was insanely high. We went to 99% of the entire crypto space was just Bitcoin. And then this actually completely flipped on itself in 2017, where we had something like 35% Bitcoin dominance. Now you may wonder, okay, that's interesting and all, but how do I actually trade this? You know, what's the strategy that we can use when Bitcoin dominance is high, when it's low, when we think it's going to rise, when we think it's going to fall? Well, I can answer that with a visual. Let me just show you the FBTC rate. And I think you'll see, oh, it's in purple, lovely. I think you'll see exactly when's a good time to load up on those altcoins. So you can see right here, I mean, first of all, let me zoom in. This is the daily chart of FBTC on Binance, of ETHBTC on Binance, and Bitcoin dominance. When Bitcoin dominance made a high, ETHBTC actually made a very low low. As you can see here, it was all the way down to here, and it didn't reach that low for a long time. This would have been, you know, I mean, this is 2020 hindsight, understand me, but this would have been a really good time to buy ETHBTC because you can see Bitcoin dominance begins to fall. And as Bitcoin dominance begins to fall, and this really becomes into a downtrend of the Bitcoin dominance, you know, ETHBTC just goes way up. It just goes from here all the way up to here. And it actually tops out when Bitcoin dominance bottoms out. You can see it's kind of like just a perfect negative relationship here, negatively correlated relationship here. And you can even quantify this mathematically if you want. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this guy. With a correlation coefficient. Okay, I don't know why it's all caps. It's very angry today. All right. So this is going to show us the just mathematical correlation. Yeah, and you can see that basically, I mean, this is hilarious. It's almost -1 a lot of the time. So what that means, guys, is that the correlation between the Bitcoin dominance and ETHBTC on Binance is basically, it's very negative. There are some points in time where it gets a little bit, you know, higher correlation, but I think the only reason for that was because of very low volatility here, very low volatility here, and in very low volatility patterns, you know, some things can be kind of equal. Even if Bitcoin's kind of going up and ETHBTC's kind of going down, they're going to be more similar than in times like this, where it's just such a, you know, cookie cutter clear, negatively correlated asset. Now you may think, is this just coins that are traded to Bitcoin? You know, that's a fair assumption you might make. But let me show you guys USD. Let's do it on, let's do Bitfinex, sure. So this, as you can see, very similar. Where does ETHUSD make a top? Here, where Bitcoin dominance makes a bottom. And then ETHUSD makes a bottom where Bitcoin dominance makes a top. And then it does it again. Bitcoin dominance makes a bottom and ETHUSD in purple makes a top. So it's not just going to be these BTC pairs, but what I found personally from analyzing this relationship is that BTC pairs work better. So if we look at XEM BTC, LTC BTC, XRP BTC, and tend to trade those rather than just trading, you know, XRP USD or LTC USD. Because if you want to trade in this kind of manner, I'd recommend probably just sticking with the BTC pairs. Now let's go to a lower time frame where things get a little bit more funky and interesting. you can still see this kind of negatively correlated, this beautiful negatively correlated relationship between ETH BTC and Bitcoin dominance. You can see makes a top, Bitcoin dominance makes a bottom. ETH BTC makes a bottom, and Bitcoin dominance makes a top. Currently, we are in a downtrend of Bitcoin dominance, and ETH BTC, well, is in an uptrend. Now let's sub in another guy, because I've talked a lot about ETH BTC. Let's just do a random coin. I'll do ZIL. Let's see this relationship here. Yeah, this one's just completely almost like falling apart because Bitcoin dominance rose, ZIL BTC fell, as you can see. And when Bitcoin dominance was really rising, ZIL BTC was really falling, as you can see here. And then when Bitcoin dominance began to fall, we saw people beginning to buy up ZIL BTC, and ZIL BTC actually rose a bit, as you can see here. Now, before we go on any further of me showing these correlations, I want to explain the why, the reasoning behind why this is happening, because without the reasoning, this probably isn't going to be as important. So when Bitcoin dominance is falling, what does that mean? Well, if Bitcoin dominance is falling, what that typically means is that people are becoming more comfortable with buying altcoins. And I say that because if a lot of people leave Bitcoin to buy altcoins, a lot of people are, let's say, buying XRP BTC, buying LTC BTC, buying ETH BTC, and they're selling Bitcoin to buy these coins. Well, they're selling Bitcoin and they're buying these coins, which is going to raise the market cap of those altcoins, which is going to diminish the Bitcoin market dominance, which is going to make it fall. When BTC dominance is rising, what does that mean? Well, that's an even way more clear thing. What that typically means is that people are selling their altcoins just to stay in Bitcoin. Okay? So right now, to put that theory into direct application, what's happening right now? What's happening right now since August 16th, and we fell about 1.6%. Well, what's happening right now is people are from here to here. I'm not saying this is going to continue happening, but people have become a little bit more comfortable with buying altcoins, and consequently, altcoins have risen a bit, as you can see there. I could take any other altcoin. I could take this one's a kind of a strange altcoin at times, but look at that. It's got a very similar relationship. It makes its bottom when Bitcoin dominance makes its top. And when Bitcoin dominance, and this is just a beautiful relationship right here, you can see that XRP BTC just really skyrocketed when Bitcoin dominance began to fall. And you can see here, when Bitcoin dominance made a high, it made a low. That would have been a great time to buy XRP BTC, by the way. And then as Bitcoin dominance began to fall, people became a little bit more comfortable with buying XRP. XRP BTC went a lot higher. So there's a pretty clear relationship here. I could just keep popping up my coins. Most of these coins move together. As you can see, XCM makes a bottom when Bitcoin dominance makes a top. But this one, I'd say, doesn't have as much of a clear correlation. Yeah, it kind of does. It goes lower when this goes higher. It goes a bit higher when this goes lower, but not as clear as some others. But what strategy can we actually apply? Now, we talked about the correlation, the relationship between Bitcoin dominance and these altcoins. But how can we actually put this into theory? Well, I had a few ideas with this, guys. Can this guy go away? The left scale is just going to be kind of annoying, but whatever. We'll deal with it. You could try to think of Bitcoin dominance as an asset, meaning that you're trading it like support and resistance, where resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. And actually, I got to be honest with you guys and say that I kind of do see that here. We had very clear resistance of Bitcoin dominance. Very clear resistance on Bitcoin dominance. And it actually became support. So what do we do with this information? Well, if you notice Bitcoin Bitcoin dominance making resistance here, and it's strong resistance, well, after price rises. When you see Bitcoin dominance coming back to support and you believe that resistance becomes support, then this is the time where you may want to sell altcoins, because you believe that Bitcoin dominance is about to rise. Okay? And that actually happened again. It happened here again, guys, where resistance became support. This one's not as beautiful. I can just show it here. It's kind of beautiful, but it's not like very clear. But resistance became support here, as you can see. We broke resistance. We retested resistance as support, and price rose. This would have been a not terrible time to sell altcoins, as you can see here. So if you had bought altcoins here, it's weird for me to say buy here and sell here, but there's such a negative relationship with the Bitcoin dominance and altcoins that you would want to buy altcoins here. You do want to buy XEM BTC when it was up here. I mean, that was the lowest rate it had possibly gotten to. Great time to buy altcoins. And then you probably do want to sell it when Bitcoin dominance makes when resistance becomes support. Because if you had done that, you would have gotten in here and you would have gotten out around here, as you can see. And let me just put up my handy dandy FBTC, because this one's relationship is probably by far the best. It's just so clean. Selling FBTC, ETH-BTC here would have been a beauty. Buying ETH-BTC, if you had known to buy it at, when Bitcoin dominance reached 71.5 and bought ETH-BTC here, that would have been pretty nice too. So that's one thing that you can do. You can try to look at resistance and support that way. Let me get rid of ETH-BTC, because and another way, you don't always have to use resistance as support and support becoming resistance. Let's say you see resistance here. When you believe that this is going to become resistance again, you could think about buying altcoins when Bitcoin dominance reaches a resistance level. That seems like a strategy that I would call moderately sound. Moderately sound, yes. And we don't always have to use, support resistance. I'm not the biggest fan anymore of technical indicators. However, what if we were to put on SMA, a smooth moving average? And let's say we were to do I don't want a 7. Wait, is this a normal moving average? Okay, no, I just want my normal moving average. I haven't used these in a long time. Nope, just my moving average. And I do not want it at 9. That's, okay. Is it not going to let me do settings? Okay, I think it's like frozen for some reason. I want this guy to go to 50. Dude, come on. Okay. If I just keep clicking the setting button, do you think it's going to eventually, get happier and allow me to change the setting? I've noticed this today. I don't know what's going on with Tradingview. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not them, but they just don't want me to change the settings here. Yeah. Oh, but of course, I can change the settings in the second one because that makes perfect sense, right? That makes perfect sense. Yep, but I can't change this guy. Okay, enough complaining about me not being able to change it. What I was going to say is something you could do is compare the Bitcoin dominance and then put a moving average on Bitcoin dominance. Maybe if I actually get rid of this guy here, it'll be a little less mad. I'm going to try this one more time, and if this doesn't work, I'm just going to give up on these technical indicators. Okay, I have fully given up on these technical indicators. They have let me down. That is, no. Okay, you got to go away. Give me ETH-BTC. Thank you. You're back. What I was going to say is, yeah, you could use a moving average on Bitcoin dominance where you could do something like a 50 or an 100. And if you see, let's say, Bitcoin dominance rising above this moving average, and that could be a sign that Bitcoin dominance will likely continue rising, which would mean that it might be a good time to sell altcoins. If you notice that there's a moving average, that your 50 moving average is like, let's say, it's like hovering here, it's like hovering around here, and Bitcoin dominance was here at this point in time, and you see it cross below this, moving average here, then that may be actually a pretty good time to buy altcoins. And if you had bought here, I mean, this would have been a beautiful, that exact spot that I was talking about would have been a pretty good spot to buy ETH-BTC, because that's right before price rose here, consolidated, and then rose more, as you can see here. So this would have, and then if you'd seen, this moving average break and Bitcoin dominance fall below, you buy ETH-BTC, and that would have been nice. There are a lot of things that you can do to take advantage of the correlation between Bitcoin dominance and between altcoins. Another one you could do is even some altcoins that are lesser known, you could go test those. So, these coins down here, I could look at Power BTC, and see its relationship. Yeah, so very, very, very correlated. Bitcoin dominance makes a high, Power BTC makes a low. Bitcoin dominance falls a bit, Power BTC rises. Bitcoin dominance begins to rise, Power BTC begins to fall. Bitcoin dominance rises, Power BTC falls. it's just it's a pretty clean correlation between most altcoins. Because most altcoins do move together, you can trade these kind of relationships with Bitcoin dominance. Now, how you use this information is up to you. You could, if you want, go lower time frame. I probably wouldn't recommend this, but this is kind of a cool asset that you can trade. It's kind of like an S&P, you know, if you've ever traded stocks before. Because if you see, hey, like a sharp rise in this on a very short time frame, such as the 5-minute, like I can look at, I don't know if this is going to be as clean, but I'm assuming Power BTC just fell. Yeah, and it did. Power BTC did fall. But let me get a prettier altcoin here. Yeah, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Bitcoin dominance just kind of skyrocketed here, and ETH BTC just, yeah, fell apart. It fell from 196 down to like 182. So pretty big jump down just because Bitcoin dominance in the very short term. I could even go 1 minute. And you can see that, you know, it's kind of crazy, this relationship. Another example, okay, I do not know what's going on here. That is a strange pattern of Bitcoin dominance. That's just like, I think the artist kind of screwed that part of the painting up there. Okay. What you see here is this quick fall in Bitcoin dominance. ETH BTC rose, and if you believe that Bitcoin dominance was going to continue to fall, you could buy ETH BTC here for a scalp, and Bitcoin dominance just falls apart again. Bitcoin dominance falls from 70 down to, I think, like 69.88, and on that tiny fall, ETH BTC rose. Now, if we go to the present time, oops, you can see the same relationship playing out even on the 1 minute time frame. Isn't that cool? You know, we have ETH BTC slowly falling because Bitcoin dominance is slowly rising. If you think that Bitcoin dominance is going to continue to rise, then it may be a good time to sell ETH BTC. However, if you think that Bitcoin dominance is in a long-term downtrend, then this may be a good time to buy ETH BTC, because if Bitcoin dominance falls, ETH BTC will rise. It's a cool indicator, guys. I hope that this can help you on the 1 minute, on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 1 day, the 1 week, whatever time frame suits you. Do some back testing with this, and you can try to add this into your arsenal to try to trade altcoins in a kind of a different way by trading it with an index, the BTC Dominance Index, which again, you get by typing in that. See you guys, and happy trading.